applications can be integrated into natural language processing applications to enhance data retrieval processes in the pharmaceutical supply chain. This is a very critical area as accurate data retrieval directly impacts public health and safety. The objective of this presentation is to explore how fuzzy logic or fuzzy search techniques can address unique challenges of data retrieval in pharmaceutical distribution. By examining two distinct case studies, I'll try to illustrate the practical applications and benefits of these techniques. We'll further look into these methods which can improve the accuracy and efficiency of these searches within large data sets, which is very commonplace across industry, supply chain industry, where the data volume is like super huge. So in pharmaceutical industry specifically, vast amount of data is generated daily. So we can imagine like the volume of data being like close to 2 to 3 million order lines a day, which is like super huge.
Sorry to interrupt, Doctor. Your slides are not moving.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, your slides are not moving. Still in title slide.
Yes, I'm still in the title slide actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll move to the next slide when I'll tell you.
Now it's visible. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm still in the title slide though.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so in the pharmaceutical industry, vast amount of data is generated daily, and this includes drug compositions, clinical trials, patient records, and supply chain logistics. Efficiently retrieving relevant information from this data is crucial for maintaining operational efficiency and ensuring that the safety and effectiveness of pharmaceutical products. Traditional search methods rely on exact matches, often fall short due to real-world nature of the data, which is frequently incomplete, imprecise, or inconsistently formatted. Fuzzy logic offers a very powerful solution, and by enabling approximate matching rather than required exact matches, which provides a capability which accommodates like typos, phonetic variations, and other inconsistencies in the data entry, making it particularly well suited for NLP applications. So by the end of this presentation, you will understand the fuzzy logic and its relevance to NLP, and we will delve into specific fuzzy logic algorithms, and we will see the practical applications of these techniques in the pharmaceutical supply chain through a couple of detailed case studies. And we will also do a comparative study on the advantages of fuzzy search over traditional exact search methods, and also broader implications and potential search directions in this research. So without a further ado, let's dive into the background and motivation behind this study, starting with the overview. So to set the context, let's first understand the critical role data retrieval plays in the pharmaceutical supply chain industry. The pharmaceuticals industry generates vast amount of data that encompasses like drug composition, clinical trials, patient records, supply chain logistics, and whatnot. Efficiently retrieving pharmacy information from these large data sets is crucial to maintaining operational efficiency and ensuring the safety and effectiveness of the pharmaceutical products. Well, there are certain challenges with the traditional search techniques. Traditional search techniques often rely on exact matches to retrieve data. While these methods are effective in controlled environment, they can struggle with real-world data that is often incomplete, imprecise, and inconsistently formatted. This limitation can lead to misinformation or inaccurate retrievals, posing significant risks in critical areas such as drug distribution. And this is where precisely fuzzy logic comes into play. Fuzzy logic provides a very powerful solution, offering a framework for reasoning about uncertainty and vagueness. Unlike classical logic that deals with binary true-false values, fuzzy logic allows certain degree of truth, which makes it particularly well suited for handling ambiguous and imprecise information. A key subset of the fuzzy logic is the fuzzy search itself. So the fuzzy search techniques enable approximate matching rather than exact matches, which accommodates typos, phonetic variations, and other inconsistencies in the data entry. These techniques enhance the capability of natural language processing by allowing them to retrieve relevant information when the queries are not perfectly aligned with the stored data. The primary objective of this study is to explore the application of fuzzy search techniques within the context of wholesale drug distribution, as I said before, a domain where accurate data retrieval is paramount due to its direct impact on health. By focusing on specific studies, we will kind of delve more into it. So the key takeaways for us today will be to understand the fundamental concepts of fuzzy logic and its relevance to NLP, learn about various fuzzy search algorithms, specifically the Levitstein distance, Soundex, Jaro-Winkler distance, and the TF-IDF factorization. We'll also see practical examples and we'll do a comparison. Now we will move on to the next slide. So what is the background and motivation? To understand why integrating fuzzy logic in the natural language processing is so crucial for the pharmaceutical industry, we first need to understand and appreciate the vastness and complexity of the data involved in the industry. Let's delve into the background and motivation behind this study. The pharmaceutical industry is one of the most data industry intensive sectors where vast amount of data is generated every day, ranging from drug composition, clinical trials, patient records, logistics, supply chain logistics. The data is not only voluminous, but it is very heterogeneous and often unstructured, which pose like significant challenges for efficient data retrieval and management. For instance, consider the scenario of master data management within the wholesale drug distribution. Here, master data includes critical data information about products, suppliers, and customers. Any error or inconsistency in this data can lead to serious issues such as incorrect order fulfillment, regulatory non-compliance, and operational efficiency. Therefore, accurate data retrieval is like very important. Now, as I said before, there are traditional search techniques which sometimes work, but at a lot of times they do not work so well. So these rely heavily on exact matches, which is often inadequate in this context. These methods assume that the data is clean and consistently formatted, which is rarely the case in a real world scenario. So in the real world, the data is incomplete, imprecise, and inconsistently formatted due to various factors, let's say human error, different naming conventions, variations of the data, and variations of the source and whatnot. For example, a slight typo in the drug name or an address can lead to retrieval failures in an exact match system. This limitation can result in a missed opportunity or inaccurate retrieval, posing significant risks, especially in the critical areas of where it can directly impact the health and public safety. This is where fuzzy logic comes into picture. It offers a robust framework for dealing with uncertainty and imprecisions. Unlike classical logic, which deals with binary true-false values, fuzzy logic allows for degrees of truth, which is like very well suited for ambiguous or imprecise information. The key subset of fuzzy logic is fuzzy search, and we are going to illustrate how these will actually help us in this field. So one relevant information relevance to the pharmaceutical industry is that it can greatly improve the accuracy and efficiency of searches with large data set, which is pretty common. And it not only streamlines the operations, but also contributes to better data management practices and improves decision-making process. For instance, accurate master data management can ensure correct order fulfillment and regulatory compliance, while efficient drug retrieval names based on chemical composition can aid in inventory management and distribution. So before we dive into the use cases, we will first go through some of the basic concepts of fuzzy logic. Give me a sec. To fully appreciate the power of fuzzy logic in natural language processing and its applications in the pharmaceutical supply chain, we first understand some very fundamental concepts of fuzzy logic. Unlike fuzzy logic, which deals with binary true-false values, fuzzy logic allows for degree of truth, which makes it highly effective for handling ambiguity and imprecision in real-world data. So let's start with fuzzy sets. So in a classical set theory, an element either belongs to a set or it does not. For example, instead of natural numbers, we have a number 5, with either belongs to an even number or it does not. In this case, it's an odd number. 5 is odd number. However, in a real world situation, that doesn't happen like that. The boundaries of sets are not very clear. So fuzzy set is a set without a sharp boundary. Instead of binary membership, it's true false. It allows for a degree of membership. So mathematically, it's a universe of discourse X characterized by a membership function, which is assigned. A function assigns each element a membership value, and in the interval like 0 to 1, where 0 indicates no membership and 1 indicates full membership. So, and fuzzy sets have like several important properties. One is the support. The support of a fuzzy set is a set of all elements with non-zero membership. And then there is the core. The core comprises elements with full membership, which is the membership value 1. And height. The height of a fuzzy search is the supernum or the what you call supremum, the maximum value of its membership function. And when I'm talking about membership function, well, membership functions are used to quantify linguistic terms that can take various shapes, including triangular, trapezoidal, and Gaussian. And the choice of the membership function depends on the specific application and the nature of the data. We will not deep dive too much into the membership function because it will be slightly off track. So we will focus on some of the important concepts for now. And then there is the fuzzy inference system, which is a framework of mapping input data to output decisions using fuzzy logic. And it has one of the key components is the fuzzification. And then there's the rule base. Now the rule base is it's basically a set of like if-then rules, and each rule correlates input functions or antecedents to output responses, consequences in the fuzzy logic. For instance, like if the temperature is high and humidity is low, then fan speed is high. And then there is the rule evaluation that processes the input fuzzy set and then applies a set of rules using some of the popular methods like Mamdani, Sugano, and Tsukamoto methods. We will not deep dive into these methods for now. And then a penultimate step is the aggregation and activation function, which combines the fuzzy sets from each rule's anectants and applies the degree to match the consequent fuzzy sets. And the final step is converting the aggregated fuzzy output back into a crisp output value. Common methods would be center of gravity, bisector, mean or minimum, and smallest and maximum. So with this information, we will go to the next slide. So some of the key algorithms that we will talk about here are, and we will not again like go into the mathematical deductions, but I'll keep it brief for the sake of the time. First is the Levestein distance, which is also called the edit distance. This algorithm measures the difference between like two sequences by calculating the minimum number of single edits, insertions, deletions, and substitutions required to transform one word into another. And this is particularly useful for identifying minor typographical errors. For instance, kitten and sitting. To transform kitten into sitting, we need to perform 3 edits, like replacing K with S, E with I, and then adding a G. So the difference between those words is the Levestein distance. Well, the calculation is performed using a dynamic programming approach and creating a matrix to store the distance between all the strings. So that is a brief overview of the Levestein. Then we'll go to the SoundX. Now, this is a phonetic algorithm used to index words by the sound it is produced in English. The goal is to encode homophones for their same presentation, allowing for matching despite minor spelling differences. This is particularly valuable for handling variations in names and terms. It basically converts a code into single letter word followed by 3 numerical digits. And this matching capability makes it very useful for genealogical research, database searches, and data cleaning tasks, where names have been like misspelled or spelled differently over time. So this is where SoundX is like very, very useful. Then we have the Charo-Winkler distance, and this is another important metric to measure the similarity between 2 strings, emphasizing common prefixes. And it's an extension of the Charo distance metric, a mathematical phenomenon we will not delve into. And it's particularly useful for fuzzy string matching, which converts typographical errors, which are very common. And then we have n-gram similarity, which comprises strings of length n within 2 strings. By breaking down strings into overlapping n-grams, that's why the word n, this technique captures similarities when the strings do not match exactly. And this is very useful for fuzzy search, as I said, spell check, and plagiarism detection. So, and last but not the least is the n-gram, TF-IDF vectorization. It's called the term frequency and inverse document frequency, which measures the importance of a document, importance of a term within a document collection, and it converts text documents into numerical vectors representing the significance of each term. So with this basic information in our disposal, we will now actually go to the case studies. So the first case study that we have done, specializing in wholesale distribution, is the master data search. In this case study, we will explore the application of fuzzy search techniques to master data management and the wholesale drug distribution. Now, master data, as I said before, is a critical information about products, suppliers, and customers, and maintaining its accuracy is essential for operational efficiency and regulatory compliance. However, due to data entry errors, duplicate and inconsistent data, and archiving data, archiving historical data, accurate master data is kind of quite challenging. And errors and inconsistencies in master data can lead to significant issues such as incorrect order fulfillment, regulatory compliance, and operational efficiency. So again, as with master data as well, traditional search methods often fail to address the nuances of real world data. For instance, like there can be subtle differences between um, uh, some materials like aspirin and dispirin, although they may be kind of similar, but the chemical composition can be quite different. So I need to understand if I'm picking the right material at the right place. So I need to do that matching, and for that, a simple traditional matching will not work. So this is where a fuzzy search technique is very powerful in allowing like the approximate matching of these records. These approaches can handle like minor variations and errors in data, such as misspelling, typos, and formatting differences, which is common in large data sets. So here in this example, we have like used Levestein distance, and we have kind of tuned it to measure the minimum number of single character edits required to transform one word into another. We have also used SoundX here, which encodes words by their sound to phonetic variations. And we have incorporated both these algorithms with Fuzzy Wuzzy. Now, Fuzzy Wuzzy is another facet of fuzzy search, and it provides functions for partial matches, token set ratio, and token sort ratio. And it is based basically on the Levestein distance, and it offers flexible matching scenarios. And we have implemented this system in Python. And one of the first things that we did was the data pre-processing, where we cleaned and standardized the data to ensure consistency, and then tokenization and normalization to prepare the fuzzy data for matching. And then we use the Fuzzy Wuzzy library to compute the similarity scores and functions like fuzzy ratio, fuzzy partial ratio, fuzzy token, and fuzzy token set ratio in different matching scenarios. And then we created data structures such as inverted data indices and PK trees to enhance the search efficiency. And this step is crucial for handling large data sets. In the end, we did the scoring and ranking based on the similarity scores. And then we did the evaluation using multiple evaluation techniques such as precision, recall, F1 score, and the results were like pretty astonishing that we were able to, this application reduce the retrieval errors by as much as like 40%. And it increased the data reliability, and it also improved the accuracy in master data search in order of fulfillment and regulatory compliance. So this was a big success for us. So this was of the case study 1. And in the case study 2, we have actually we wanted to develop the challenge here is to develop a search system that can identify accurately drug based on slightly or inaccurate chemical composition. So when I'm talking about chemical composition, it's just not like one string. It's a series of multiple strings and sequences. This is critical for maintaining the accurate inventories and ensuring that all the stakeholders, including suppliers and pharmacists and healthcare providers, have reliable and accessible information. So here also, we used a different method actually. We used TF-IDF factorization and cosine similarity. to weigh in these functions. And we also, we implemented using Python. And some of the steps were, first was data cleansing to standardize the data for consistency. And then we tokenized and normalized the chemical composition to prepare it for vectorization. That is the TF-IDF vectorization. We basically implemented it with scikit-learn to convert the chemical compositions to TF-IDF vectors. And then the results here also, the same metrics were used. We first used cosine similarity, then ranked the results. And the evaluation metrics were precision, recall, F1 score. And this also resulted in the improved search capability by as much as 40%. So we did a comparative study as well. And the comparative study was, so for exact match, so for Levestein distance, what we found was the accuracy. It offered higher accuracy by capturing minor typological errors. It is very computationally intensive, and it has like moderate scalability, and it may require optimization for handling very large data sets. Jacquard is effective for token-based similarity, but it's less precise. So it did not yield us like very good results. But the complexity is like linear complexity for medium-sized data set, and it is very well scalable. Soundex was, it really helped us in this first algorithm, and it captured phonetic similarities, but may miss non-phonetic errors, limiting its accuracy. And it is very efficient. It's highly scalable, and this is very, very suitable for large data sets. It is moderately robust to errors, but not very good with typological errors. And last is the accuracy, the fuzzy wuzzy. Now, fuzzy wuzzy is highly accurate with flexible to handle various matching scenarios, including partial, token set, and token matches. It has quadratic complexity, and it's moderately scalable. It is highly robust here. It is, and its versatility and effective is across all matching scenarios. So that's about, so here's the, I'll share the detailed links and the